Shirts and skins, let's get it, yo. Shirts and skins and we back again. The best coverage in college sports, we come to win. With Brandon, Mark, and Matt, no one go hard as that. Share it with your folks and they'll learn where it all be at. It's just three of the guys, childhood friends that be setting the vibe. With a few hot takes, jokes, and predictions. Love the Boise State, we now welcome you to listen. Shirts and skins, let's go.
Shirts and skins, let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome, everybody, to the Shirts and Skins podcast. And for all of you listeners that were complaining about the intro music.
Not many.
There's a couple.
This guy.
Mark,
that guy.
not a listener, but a complainer.
I was a listener last week and a complainer.
Oh,
two
for two.
Oh, yeah.
So
The OG.
I like the OG every once in a while at least.
feel it. If you're riding in your car, bumping that,
Dude, turn up the bass.
you're having a good day. Hearing our voices, it's a good day. Guys, we've got some stuff to get to. We've got Listener of the Week.
Okay.
We've got some Tweets of the Week.
Yep.
We might have some hot takes to check up on. And we had a game.
We 100% have a hot take to check in on. I'll cue it up. I brought some receipt. A receipt.
Oh, boy.
I did.
What was that?
Guess we'll find out. I guess. I'm
looking at
surprised
me
he
like
doesn't
I
already
did
know.
something.
I'm surprised he doesn't already know, but okay. That's fine.
Mark, when you miss a week, you got to come back ready. Head on a swivel.
Head on a swivel, I guess.
Yep.
By the way, shout out to Nathan Carroll last week. Did
Yeah.
a really good job. We
Great
got
job.
a lot of positive feedback.
Yep.
Loved having him on. Brought some knowledge and insight that Brandon and I don't possess.
Correct.
It was interesting to have someone here that, knew who we were playing
Was
next
good.
week, provided some stats.
That feels like a jab at Brandon.
We didn't even talk about San Diego State till like the last
I
3
got some
minutes.
feedback. I got some feedback from listeners
We
of
did
the
2
show.
hours.
2 hours.
We did 2.
Didn't decide to talk about the upcoming game.
Well,
didn't
dude, we had Avalos
Did
to
it-
talk
did
Didn't
about.
want
matter?
to talk about the most important part of the last game.
Which
Oh,
was the last
That
drive.
8-minute drive. That's the start of that.
I think we hit on it.
Did you?
Pretty much.
It was an hour and 15 minutes. I'm still trying to figure out what was happening. Other than the collective, gushing about our all-league quarterback last.
Oh, dude, some good kissing
now this
over
week,
Maddux.
different deal. Mad Dog, he threw for 54%, and you guys are throwing it in like he's all American.
Oh my
last week.
gosh!
But that's
Welcome
okay.
back.
Hey.
By the way,
I listened. I made some notes.
Do you mind if I had a
Go ahead.
listener interaction? This isn't listener of the week.
Really?
This is a listener call out.
Not a call in. Like they didn't leave a
This is a call out to a listener that I want
shout out.
Sort of.
Okay.
I'm not sure how he's going to feel about it. You
Yeah.
are married.
Yeah, I'm a married man.
You're married. We've talked
Been,
about it before. Your
18
wife.
years.
Yeah, your wife has a father.
Yeah. She
Okay.
does. Yep.
I've known this man most of my life. Okay. Yesterday, he came up to me and he said the following. Were you there?
Yeah, I was there. I think I heard this.
He said the
part.
following. I like the show. And here's what I want to say to that. It's a dead ass lie. He's never liked anything about me my whole life. He's never said anything good. He's a liar.
That's not true.
He only said that because you were there, and I want to let Kyle know I don't believe a word he said to me yesterday.
He said he listens to the podcast. I bet he's probably listened to like 10 minutes of a couple
I
episodes.
mean, it's just a lie. It's just a lie. I just want to let him know I'm not letting him get away with
but
that.
we'll take what we can get.
He had a canine dog at one point,
Yeah.
and he like had his dog guard me
Yeah, he's a police officer.
when I was like 9 years old.
Did you have like the attack suit on? The like
No, I had to like sit down, and he's like, "Dog, he sucks. Like he's the worst. Watch him."
But he
and
said
he like
it
kind
in,
of like
like,
stared
Russian?
at me. Yeah, like German. Anyway,
German?
I didn't appreciate it. I'm just letting him know about that.
Oh. So
I just-
thanks, but no thanks,
Thanks,
Kyle.
thanks. But listen, listen. Anyway, if he's
He
listening,
might be
to
listening
Kyle,
in
I
Valley
know that.
County in his patrol car. I'm not sure if they allow that, but maybe.
Yeah, probably. Not much going on in Valley County.
Anyway, should we get to listener of the
Let's
week?
do it.
I've got it right here.
Yep.
You guys don't know who it is. I picked it.
Okay.
It's going to be on screen. Here we go.
What do we got?
Right there at the top of your screen. This is Bill. 1127.
That's his username.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says change the show name to Nathan and the Three Bananas.
Oh boy, the 3 bananas.
I think he used a nice word there. He could have used a lot of different words.
Can it be the 3 bananas and?
That's not what he said.
Nathan and. So we're in an amendment to Nathan's show.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan killed
world.
it.
We're just living in it.
Nathan killed it.
It's tough when you bring in a guest and he's better than all three of us.
Yeah,
it is tough.
he killed it.
It is tough.
And I think it left our guests wanting quite a bit.
That's not the end of the comment.
Oh.
He said he was very good with his historical knowledge and details of the game. Actually, I'm joking. All of you do a great job, but don't expect cookies.
All right.
I replied to that.
You did. What'd you say?
I was like, if cookies that's a red line. If we don't have cookies, we're not going forward. It's just like, that has to happen. That's it. Nathan did great. I think we can gush over Nathan a bunch more, whatever. Anytime you bring in a Twitter celebrity, an ex-celebrity, you're going to get good play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically what happened.
I've been paying more. Yeah. Anyways, we can move on. But I've been paying more time. He must spend time. I mean, he spends a decent amount of time on the
on his craft.
On his craft. Yeah. I mean, facts, information.
Like he probably actually watches all of the games.
Yeah.
And knows the roster.
Looks
at the schedule.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
I literally had no idea who we were playing as we were walking into. I was just jacked about winning that game.
It was a big game.
It was a great game. I loved it. And I kind of want to talk about this game that we went to yesterday.
Yes, sir.
One other thing real quick. I don't have we'll talk about it. One of the comments said, hey, that they had just come from watching. So they watched our show after having listened to the Sirius media people.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wait.
And the paid media, I guess.
Right.
And said, our banter, our style, they appreciate it. Yeah. So thank you. And again, this show is coming to you ad free.
There was some sauce last night in the press box.
Sauce.
Yeah.
See, I missed out.
I was
not in the press box.
No BJ Rains in the press box.
No BJ Rains. And then
probably lighten the mood a little bit.
Well, the interesting thing about BJ, when he's gone, there's a power vacuum.
There is a power vacuum.
And so not only that,
Shirts and Skins.
No,
we filled the vacuum.
we were just viewing from the outside in because they put us next to the away folks.
Yeah, that's usually where.
So we're like the buffer between San Diego State.
Smart.
But they shut the windows on everybody. So now you can hear all the conversations going on. Johnny Mallory getting after JP, Prater making some comments, probably fairly inappropriate. And we were like, whoa, this is all going on. You know what I mean? In the second half.
Because you don't know it because you can't hear it.
Yeah.
Because we're
saucy.
But we got to sit next to Richie Bracco. Great guy.
Great guy.
Unfortunately for him, he had to sit next to us and hear our dumb comments.
He had he does a 4-hour pregame.
Yeah. They spent
outside yesterday.
Ooh.
That's a long pregame.
Shout out to Richie on that one. Can I give you...
Yep.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
Last night, we watched a game. Most people did. It reminded me, it was reminiscent of the dominant BSU teams that we had, where it was less about winning the game that I was worried about, and more about certain stats and having fun.
So, yeah. I want to give people a little perspective. I'm sitting next to Brandon. We score a passing touchdown, and he's like, ugh.
I was pissed. Oh, I was so mad.
Because he was so Jeanty,
mad.
Man.
I was so mad. It's stressful for me driving to the game. I'm like, 250. I want it.
I hear you. I'm going to make your life better right now.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
This is the first for you.
Okay. I'm going to make a pronouncement. I already broke his heart a little bit.
Yeah. My son is over in the corner.
He's
by
laying
the way.
down.
He's hanging out. Can't see him.
This whole idea of Jeanty win the Heisman, just put it to bed.
Stop.
It's not happening.
Oh,
Okay.
Mark.
It's not happening.
Mute
Yeah.
him.
Oh, thanks a lot, bro. Really appreciate that. Mute. Here's the deal. It was alive and well for a long time. To Mark's point, I now don't think it will happen.
Of course, I know. It's nothing to do with Jeanty. He's amazing. He's awesome. We've talked about it though. He's a group of 5 running back at Boise State. We only have so many big games to play. We've already played them. And the only way he was going to win that award, even from the get-go, was if he broke Barry Sanders' record. And at this point, we have 4 offensive linemen that are down. And that, in my opinion, that's starting to wear on the running game.
You know what else is? Zaire Gaines.
So
we don't have a legitimate backup. Like, they take Crow out immediately.
Yeah.
Have
One
we-
play.
So-
Have you seen a team scheme for a player like they do Jeanty?
No, and that's the other. I mean, yeah, that's the other part of it. No, I mean, their
Like, I
whole.
think they had 12 men in the box sometimes
Yeah,
last night.
yeah.
I was listening to some of the post game show this morning, but it was from last night, and like there were fans that were like upset, like that it was like they were pissed off at San Diego State, like that they were throwing the game just to stop Jeanty
Yeah.
from getting the Heisman, which I think is ridiculous. Obviously, they feel like we need to, and rightfully so, make Mad Dog beat him, which did happen last night. We'll talk about that. But they did what they had to do. Stack the box, make someone else beat you. We did.
We did.
But what else are you going to do? They in the beginning of the third quarter, they backed off to a normal defense. I don't know if you noticed that. And then it was like run. Jeanty got 60-something yards in one drive.
Yeah.
So-
well, back to my point. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed watching this. I think it's an amazing experience to have this team where you're not as worried about winning every game like we were the past, let's say 5 or 6 years.
Was it winning or just not losing? Like,
Okay, that
because we could have lost,
either one.
and we did.
But this team is like, dude, our offense is amazing. And I was actually late to the game. And so I'm watching the game on my phone, driving to the game.
Not safe.
Not safe.
Brandon.
Sorry.
We got law enforcement in the family. And
Yeah.
you're throwing that
He's
out
Valley
there?
County.
Autopilot.
Valley County.
Autopilot.
Valley
Yeah,
County.
he doesn't care, dude.
Yeah,
Valley.
okay.
And it's 28-0 by the time I sit down in the seat, dude. And it's not even the end of the first quarter. And so it's like it's fun to watch. It's harmful because it's setting up unrealistic expectations for the future, sadly. But it's a cool team to watch. It's really exciting. It's really fun. It's fun to have those types of nights where it's just a good time.
It's not a question of are we going to win, but by how many.
Exactly.
You're
Those are
kinda-
good games.
You're kind of playing with house money. You're doing different things. I loved, on our text group, Brett, I think it was Brett Brett Hughes, who's been on the show before, asked like, when was the last time we ran a trick play?
Boom.
And I think we were due for it.
Yeah.
And we do a flea flicker, and he did get hit
It
as he
didn't
threw
work.
it.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah.
you think of the
But
fake
I
punt?
love it. Fake punt. I was actually talking.
We're
30
up 42 to 10. We're up 42 to 10.
Yeah.
I wrote that.
just to get across midfield, right? It was around midfield.
So to what you're talking
What did
about,
you-
I wrote down that game reminded me a ton of the Dan Hawkins era.
Did it?
Dominant offense, trick plays, special team trick plays, 42 to 10 and a fake punt. Like you can a little Gandhi did not kneel.
Yeah.
And that was, so that reminded me a lot of that era. And I just think, we need to appreciate this team for what it is for this year. It used to be this whole idea like, oh, Sire Gaines, he's a freshman, he's going to be good next year. And think about when he's a junior, senior, other people or whatever. And with the way that we've talked about it ad nauseum with the portal and whatever, you just don't know. Cutter, we have no idea what next year's team was going to look like. Think about where we were a year ago today.
We wouldn't have thought it would look like
Like,
this.
think about it. A year ago today, man, we were losing
were
to
we?
Fresno. Who knows? We were around 500.
Okay.
Avalos was still the coach, right?
Yep.
Floundering. What's the direction of the program? And look where we
Colorado
are 1 year
State
later.
in there
Colorado
somewhere?
State somewhere.
I'm checking. I'm gonna
you
check.
Just go ahead, yeah. But it's just like who knows what's going to happen next year? Good, bad, indifferent. You just appreciate it and enjoy it for what it is right now.
Yeah.
Because you just can't plan for anything that happens beyond this with
Yeah.
personnel, with coaching, with anything. And the fact that we're in the conversation again, what is 7? Are we 7-1 now? 7-1 in the national conversation feels so freaking good.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids, they don't know what a Boise team is ranked.
Yeah.
They haven't. They're 13 and 10 years old.
How do they feel?
Awesome. They're like, dude,
Feeling
the
good?
Alabama's right. We're Alabama and us or whatever. Like that's foreign to them.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, and we should enjoy it.
1 year ago.
1 year ago.
1 year ago. Let's go. October 28th, we beat Wyoming.
Big win.
November 4th, we lose to Fresno.
Yeah.
That did
That's
happen.
that was
That
the
was the
McAllister
Transfer.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
the 19, and he's dropping half of them.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. So that game
a few days
that
later.
game we should have won.
Oh, yeah.
That's such a stupid game. The next week, New Mexico, Boise State, and then enough said.
Oh yeah, that's when he
That's
got
when
fired.
we
After
can
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
We won the game.
Won the game by a lot.
Handily.
35-7
But yeah, think
or
about
something.
where we were a year ago.
A year ago, that's what happened.
All sorts of questions about the direction of the program. Have the best days behind us?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Yeah.
And here we are now. So
Well,
crazy.
It was an awesome game. Can we talk offense?
Let's talk
Okay.
offense.
I've said this many times. The whole excitement over this offense was you go after Jeanty, we throw it. And then you start backing up, we run it. It didn't really work as much against UNLV, although Mad Dog played great against UNLV. He did.
Mark?
He made winning
did.
plays.
No.
He made winning
He
plays.
did?
Mark.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. He played good enough to win.
I thought he played really well. I don't think
he's played well the last few games.
Well, so a lot of grading sites said he was the best player for either team last game.
I heard Nate say that.
PFF.
PFF.
The PFF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think he did?
No, I don't know. I thought he was fine. I thought he was adequate. I thought he
Really?
made. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
You all right?
Who cares? Not fine. I don't.
Okay.
We didn't need to get into 2 weeks ago. I thought he was good. I thought that
Okay.
54%. That's not. It was fine. He made some
You're
good
saying
scrambles.
percentage-wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And anything. But anyways, it's fine.
Okay. Anyway, and it played out last night, right? So
Yeah.
they stacked the box,
Yes.
just like UNLV did, and then open receivers this time. Caples was all over. I mean, it wasn't like they were closely guarded most of the night. There were just some basic throws, but he made them. They caught him.
Yep.
They were open. I think Camper's really good. I think Camper and Caples are our two guys. We talked about it last week. It's nice to see those guys take the lead because you got a few to Strawn. I don't think Bolt had any catches.
He had one. Decent
Bolt had one
yeah.
for 18.
Yeah.
Strawn had 4 for 49.
Yep.
It was a good
Caples
game.
And a
led
touchdown.
6 for 90.
What was
Camper
what
was
was
4 for 50.
Linehan?
Linehan.
Gabe Linehan.
Gabe Linehan.
Well, what are you talking about?
Louder.
Linehan. Dude.
What? How did Jake Rowe do? Is that what you want to know?
Sherm Blaser had a
Sherm,
catch.
Jeb Putzier had a heck of a game. Yeah.
When did he play? When did he even play?
I don't know. You should tell us when he played.
Last night.
Who is
apparently.
that?
Louder had 2 catches for 18 yards.
Who was
Wagner had 2 catches for 25
Wagner
yards.
Wagner,
looked good.
dude? He's been getting, dude. He had a big catch against UNLV. Who was Linehan? Is he a tight end?
We had a tight end named Linehan like a decade ago.
When?
It's not overly recently.
Oh, all right.
Not too
Wagner. He's getting
He
some
looked
good
good.
play.
Yep.
Anyway, I mean the tight ends are getting the play, like the 2 to 4 catches. The receivers are getting more, and then Mad Dog had what do we got?
Linehan
What was he?
2010 to 2013.
Okay,
So you're not
what did he
even
play? What did he play?
Tight end.
He was tight
end.
Yeah, he's a
Right.
tight end. Gabe Linehan.
Had a good game.
Number 87. He did great last
Why
night.
did that name come
And
up?
Billy Bowens apparently is doing
Bowens.
great too.
Did I say Bowens last week?
You said it last night too.
Last night I said
and
it
last
night.
week.
Last
And
week, yeah. It's
okay.
all right.
Uh,
You're
not
coming
great.
around.
We all make mistakes.
Not great.
It's
Well,
easy to
Jeremy
screw up.
Childs is out. He's not.
I'll bring him back in. You know,
He's got
the-
one more year of eligibility.
one of the
actually.
problems I have,
left
yeah.
early for the NFL.
One of the problems I forgot most of the names of the players until just like last year. Like I didn't know a lot of the roster last year. And so it's good to get to know them again. Anyway, I thought the passing offense was great. I prefer Jeanty having a 200-yard, 220-yard run game.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are the thoughts on keeping him in that long?
I thought that was the right. I thought that was the right. You could have maybe pulled him the drive before. I thought they maybe were going to. I thought that was the right thing. I think that these guys are here to play football.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that's the right thing. You pull them out at some point, but let them play through the third quarter.
And you only have
finished a
so
drive.
many games left, right?
Yeah, and I think Brandon said it last week when I was listening. I 100% agree. Like, again, I don't think he's going to win the Heisman, but him winning the Heisman would be so big for this university. You guys were at the game. I was watching. There was comments from the commentators on TV.
Yeah, what'd they say?
They weren't questioning, but they were kind of like, is Jeanty still in there to pad stats? That did get brought up.
Who cares, dude? Freaking cares what they say.
I don't care either.
Petros?
Because, yeah, I like Petros, but I thought that was the appropriate amount of play.
I do
for him.
wish
I do.
that he had 22 carries and they could spread out the other 10 because I think he had 20 or 31.
31 again. That's
I
a
wish.
lot.
I wish. So 10 of those were just 2 yard into the line.
Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah.
I wish they could spread those out. with other running backs and
Yeah.
save him a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, I wish our backup running backs had the possibility of breaking something more than a 2-yard gain, right?
That's the thing, is you just never know when Jeanty is going to break one. And we're kind of going on 3 games, 2.5 games. He had one he broke in Hawaii, where it's just not quite happening for him. And I think that partially that's the offensive line. I also am not sure I don't know. It's hard to compare. Like, obviously teams are scheming for him. I think they have been all year. But he's not breaking the amount of tackles and getting free and going wild, obviously. Now, what's that coming back to? Luck? Or was he 100% to start the year and now he's 86% just because the wear and tear? I mean, that's possible. It doesn't seem like he has that as quite, I don't know. It looks like it's the middle of the season.
I wonder too, though, when you're training when you're practicing for a team, they put specific emphasis on different aspects of the game, and the defense all week, I'm sure, for every team we're going to play is you need 2 or 3 guys to tackle.
Yeah.
And so they're going to be grading their defense. The opposing teams that we play grade on their guys running to Jeanty as fast as they can to tackle him, just to make sure that he's down. Yeah. Versus the first few games, they're just like, look, we got to stop him, right?
Yeah.
And when you have an O-line that's a little bit banged up, guys in different positions,
what is that?
it doesn't add up well for Jeanty.
Yeah, to go 200
ripping
plus.
off 200 yards.
Nah, it's lame.
It's tough because like
lame.
he has looked, not that he's done poorly. The standard is just very high. He's looked more human the last 2 games.
He has, and to say, I mean, I love the defenders of the team and the squad, but to say any differently is you're not seeing a reality. You know, he looks so superhuman, so amazing, and that's okay to admit. He looked amazing. The last few games, I'm not going to say pedestrian. He just hasn't looked superhuman. Part of that is the O-line. Part of that's the defense scheming him up, and part of it, he's just not breaking the tackles and busting the big one. I mean, if he busts one, and you guys talked about the UNLV game, he had 4 or 5 that could have been, and then it's a totally different story. But he's great. He's amazing. Hopefully, I think at this point, getting over 2,000 yards would be awesome. He's going to break the single season Boise State record.
He's got 1,500 so far, right?
Yeah, he's 1,500. So he's going to get over 2,000. I think being a finalist would be awesome. And it's not dead. I mean, if he's got 4 games left and a Mountain West championship, you never know. Because here's the other thing that is in his favor a little bit is that who are the other guys that he's contending with? Travis Hunter, Cam Ward,
Linehan,
and Gabriel. At this point, Gabe Linehan's probably the favorite. I think Gabriel's the favorite.
Dark horse.
I think Gabriel's the favorite because his team's going to keep winning, and
Which
he's their quarterback.
sucks, dude.
And he's
Which
their quarterback.
sucks. I have not been impressed with him.
At
all.
I'm just saying, but I don't think there's this standout 1 or 2 guys that like they're for sure going to do it. So I think he's still got a shot. But I
want Jeanty to just like run all over Nevada so bad.
That's going to be fun.
I think Jeff Choate is going to have Nevada fired up. And I just want to run over him.
You know, this may end up being an important game that we played yesterday because they may hesitate a little bit to stack the box like they've been doing. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just leave. If we have Camper and if we have Caples and we have everybody healthy, which isn't a guarantee, it seems like right at game time we're down 3 receivers. But if they're healthy and you can get Camper involved early and you get Caples, then you're like... We moved the ball so well. 56 points. I really think we could have got a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a new play on special teams, the run punt option.
the run left.
The RPO. Did you see that?
The JFR, which...
What was that? He got it and went.
It looked like he was going to go
option.
for it.
It kind of did,
and it wasn't there, and he booted it.
It ended up fine.
It was awesome.
Which... A little bit of insider information and shout out to my brother Russ.
Okay.
People are calling JFR Jimmy.
People on the team?
I don't know. Dalmas's dad is apparently handing out this information, but Jimmy's the new nickname, so I like it.
All right, either way. It's amazing to me that you could be running left.
That's tough.
That's like rolling left, throwing across your body.
Well, it's harder, I think, because you take your leg and you have to kick it this way. You can't kick it out of bounds. I mean, that's a tough one, but the RPO, big. The run punt option.
Run punt option. Dude, You got to dial it up.
Dude, dial it up. It's gonna work. It's gonna
Get
come.
Can we talk-
Jimmy Ferguson Reynolds on the RPO, man.
Exactly.
That's a threat.
I love how our punter is like a little minor celebrity, and he's just doing
a
different
folk
stuff
hero.
every game, dude.
Keep him guessing.
Can we talk about the special teams?
They call
a
it
little bit?
Jimmy left.
Do we want to? I don't even know where to
What?
go with the special teams.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Can we talk about this? You weren't there. You didn't see it.
Okay.
On a kickoff return, Dylan Riley.
Okay.
He got chewed out.
He got chewed out hard by Stacy Collins.
Oh.
Hard because
For
it
what?
was so he didn't field the kickoff.
That's when we had to run into the end
Oh,
zone. to
yeah. That was
recover it.
almost really
Big deal.
bad.
It was a big deal. And it
Yeah.
was right at the end of the game in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter in the last drive. And so he I couldn't see it very well. I don't know if
Crow went and
Crow got it.
Yeah.
But Dylan, I don't know if he was near the ball or close to the ball or if it touched him or what. And then Stacy Collins was going after him, and they just kept it on the big screen.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they kept it on the big screen the whole time.
Yeah.
And then Riley came in, and he was, he had some good runs. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a good back. He doesn't block very well. He missed a few in the first drive
That he was in the first drive?
that he was in,
Oh, okay.
and he missed this block. It ended up not mattering. But I thought that was an interesting part of special teams where Collins
that
was
was-
getting after him hard.
That was, I don't know. It just,
Why? What do you want to talk about special teams?
I don't, maybe we don't need to.
Did you see this isn't the tweet of the week, but the guys over at First Kick Was Good were saying, like, are we playing some 40 kind of chess on special teams? Like on
The pooch punt?
Yeah, like,
I don't
what are we doing?
understand.
Pooch kickoff?
So we kicked it through the end zone twice.
Yeah.
And then we go, let's pooch it to the 35 so they get it at the 40.
Yeah.
Why would you ever do that? And then
Friendly.
we did that going into they had 25 seconds going into half. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? They got the ball at the 40. If they had any sort of competent offense, you try and get a couple first downs and kick a field goal. Why are you spotting someone 20 yards?
Where's
I don't
Jarrett
get it.
Reeser, Brandon? Jarrett
Bro,
Reeser
I don't know.
runs down. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Runs into the end zone, getting that south
We
end zone
missed that.
pumped up.
The guy they had, who was
Shive, Aaron Shive.
he peels off and just goes to the
Finish
sideline.
the job, Shive. Get the crowd pumped
Does he go
up.
straight to the line to south end zone?
No,
No, he
sideline.
peels. He just peels off at the 30,
Okay.
and we need that extra 50 yards to the stands
To get 'em
We
pumped
need
up.
that.
The crowd needs it.
The crowd was waning; they were struggling.
I don't know.
But
Anyways.
special teams didn't do bad. I
Fake
don't know
punt.
what.
Fake punt was
So the
in there.
fake punt was
punt.
nice. We gave up a fake punt, so there's a wash. But no, we won by 30 something, so it didn't matter. But I counted at least 2 or 3 of those kickoffs that were just put in bad spots, and they started at the 40.
Yeah, the
And
kicking.
then JFR's punt, he had 2 punts. One was the RPO. Okay, impressive, but kind of shady. The other one was a low line driver that gave the guy
was
a really
windy.
good. They gave the guy a really good return, and then we had the punt that they booted over our head, and they downed it at the
Yeah.
2-yard line.
Yeah, gotta
It's like
catch that.
you got to catch it. But what I'm getting at is we had 8 special teams play. 6 of them were negative.
Well, those punts, I can talk to those. The wind was wild at the
Okay.
stadium. The
All
other day.
right.
So I know them trying to keep it in. They were going into the wind.
It's like
so
Brandon
Okay.
hitting a stinger.
Okay,
Never good. No, I chunked that every time. But on their punt, I was actually happy. 98-yard run by Jeanty. I was like,
I
set it
actually
up.
thwhat that too.
I was like, set it up.
I
So
think
that's
that
what I
was
wanted.
the plan.
that was the
Right. And
They're
so
like,
I think
act
we were
like
all,
it's going over your head, but we're really
I think
just
we're all
setting
okay
this
with it. Matt tweeted out something that could have been the tweet of the week. Isn't. The defense ran a certain play yesterday.
They did?
They ran the Tim Walsh special.
They ran the pick six.
They ran
Pick
the old
six.
pick 6 play.
Dude, that's a great
That's
play.
a great play. They
Dude,
dialed it up.
Dial it up,
see
AOC
that.
style,
It's,
baby.
it's almost as
about it.
good as the run punt option. But the pick 6,
yeah.
defensive coordinator Chinander, dial it up, man. Just call the play.
Just call that play more often, dude.
that was cool.
That was sweet, man. That
That was
the first
McCoy,
time.
right?
Yeah.
So, little bit of background, fact check. I went back. We've talked about McCoy and the snake. It was his dad, not the uncle,
I thought
and
the
it was at the San Diego State game. So there was a
Right.
little something with McCoy and San Diego
Okay,
State.
Yeah.
So
Snake 1 week, pick 6 the next year.
something,
Gotcha.
something's
I
gonna
gotcha.
happen.
Snake
Yeah.
charming on San Diego State
There
there.
it is.
What'd you think about the defense yesterday?
I thought it was good.
Good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think DBs,
What would
showed
you,
up.
What would you grade them?
The DBs or the defense?
The defense.
Dude,
I think it's an A-. I think it's I thought it was
Virgin
really
Morgan
good.
getting after
I
it,
thought it was
man.
good.
No, I think
Dude, our pass rush is awesome.
Yeah. No, I think they played great. I just, we know we're going to give up one or, a couple explosives. And I think everyone does. So I'm not going to get on them for giving up a couple of big explosives. And then late in the game, we gave up 2 touchdowns and we had, the Canijos of the world playing. So
Calling people out, Mark.
I knew you were going to throw Canijo
you saw it though.
I know.
Dude.
Yeah.
We had that guy starting a couple years ago. Can you believe? Oh man. But I'm sorry, but
that in.
it's I shouldn't have done that.
No.
Anyways,
Hey, you called out Tubner a bunch last year, and he's
playing awesome.
playing
this year.
awesome,
He
yeah.
really is. He had a pick.
Yeah, and can
Yeah.
I talk to that? Because
ahead.
the defensive backs were finally getting the confidence to start making plays on the ball.
Yeah.
And that pick 6 was a good example of it, where, maybe weren't playing as much man on man. Maybe they were playing the routes, or maybe they were playing the quarterback a little bit more than normal, but you could see they're trying to make plays on the ball, and Tubner was a big part of it. They were with their guys. I think McCoy's coverage has been spot on the last few weeks, especially against UNLV, their best receiver. And then, he was running with them. There weren't any plays that they ran downfield, threw it downfield, which their quarterback wanted to do, and they were wide open, right? So all the times that we'll say, why aren't they attacking downfield? They tried that, and they couldn't do it.
hard to do that when Hassanin and Virgin Morgan are in your face.
Dude, he's had an incredible.
Yeah.
Like, he's really done an
coming
incredible
out
job
party,
this
man.
year.
But
yeah.
I just think that level of ball hawkness
Yeah.
was turned up. I think that's a word.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely a
Our
word.
DBs, I think they were
Very
just
ball hockey.
They were kind of leaning more into the risk of bat it down, make a play on the ball, gambling a little
Yeah.
bit. Showed up.
And to Nathan Carroll's point last week is, if you're blitzing that much and you're on an island,
It's tough.
You just can't. You just gotta hope they don't catch it. And so that's a good point that he made, which made me kind of reevaluate my grading system on the corners. But I thought they did great.
Yeah, they did great.
Yeah.
What is going on with San Diego State? I've still never felt like
Like the mystique is gone.
it's gone, dude. I don't know. I've just never really understood. And I get that they had a coaching change, and we'll see where they're at in a year or two. But, I still contend San Diego State by far should be the best team in our league. You guys have been to San Diego.
Yeah.
Amazing
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
You're right there with all the talent in the world. Who wouldn't want to go to San Diego for 4 or 5 years of college? They should be recruiting at a higher level. They should be they were bad. They were bad. And so I think UNLV and San Diego State had a very similar defensive plan against our offense. The difference was that their DB sucked. I mean, UNLV has personnel, right? That could play our wide receivers. I felt like it was a similar, but San Diego State they were bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best they got. He's a true freshman. That's your best. He was not good.
What are their coaches paid?
I don't know. I'm sure more than Danielson. Danielson is towards the bottom
Well,
of the.
you have to be, if you're living anywhere near the
Yeah.
stadium, near
It's
the
gotta be
campus.
higher than-
But the nice part about San Diego State is you could spend most of your recruiting in state.
Yes. Couple hours drive. I don't know. I just don't understand. And I like San Diego State as far as a school. I'm glad we're going to be in the league with them. I just have never understood why they are not better. I mean, that was pathetic.
Yeah.
I mean, they really were not good.
Yeah. Well, the game was over at the end of the first quarter.
It was. And I'm sure they'll build. I'm sure it's a rebuild for them. But that just I don't know. They haven't been good they've never been to a BCS or New Year's Six game. How? Why is a team in Boise, Idaho perennially better than them? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a good question.
But
Did you see the tweet about the guy? Did you see the current Mountain West standings?
no.
you probably
So
saw
we're
the
doing
tweet.
this Saturday, 1 o'clock. So we don't know what's
That's
going on
true.
with
That's
but
true.
Colorado State
Prior to yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was San Diego State and us. That's the other thing. They were playing for first place last night, right?
Yeah.
And they came out so flat.
Yeah, they did. The top 4 are all going
Oh yeah.
to the pack,
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
Yeah.
To the pack, back to
Yep.
pack 6, pack 7,
Pecs. Well, we got Gonzaga.
Gonzaga,
7.5.
7.5.
Pack 7.5.
Yeah. I guess I'm just coming back to that conversation. Should the Mountain West merge with the pack? I'm still favoring that. We were talking about, hey, bring Washington State, bring Oregon State in. The bottom half of the Mountain West is atrocious. And really, the bottom half, take out COVID, has never won a Mountain West championship. And they probably never will. You know what I mean? Like, as far as the odds of them winning in the next 20 years, those 5 or 6, and now you add in Grand Canyon University, the powerhouse of a football team.
Phoenix.
Yeah. It's expensive to leave. And for the reality is that they've had 20 years to be better at the bottom, and they're not. And their fans don't really care. There's not the investment. I mean, look at the high school stadium that is in Reno. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's so leaving them behind and just doing something bigger, better, I think it was a must do. I think it was. San Diego State, their fans are a little wishy-washy too. I mean, they have a lot of games there in football.
In basketball,
but it's mostly a football thing. But I think ultimately you stay in the Mountain West and bring in Washington State and Oregon State. I don't know if it's a big deal, but leaving the bottom, I think, is the better way to go, especially if we can get. I still think they need to go after Memphis or something.
I bet you they are.
Memphis. I'm sure they are behind the scenes. I'd like to see that happen. They need at least one. Gonzaga had plenty of opportunities to join the Mountain West, and they never did. You know what I mean? So for some reason, they pulled the trigger on the new Pac-12, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the right move.
Well, BYU was out, right? BYU was out of the West Coast Conference, and so there's anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, so I don't know. Ultimately, just the fan investment, the financial investment, and I just again feel bad for the UNLVs of the world.
Well, they could have.
Because they could have. I feel bad for their fans because their administration. I mean, it's like $25 million. Like, so speaking of $25 million.
Exactly. Let's talk about it.
Can you imagine us getting that gift and just being like, okay, we're going to pay down some debt. That's what we're going to do.
Is that what UNLV's doing?
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
What debt do they have?
Oh, I don't know. They're just negative.
Debt.
Yeah, I can't.
Like, what debt do they have?
I don't know. That's what I've heard.
I don't know.
Facilities?
But $25 million, that's a big deal. That's awesome.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
If you had honestly answer this.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
Go ahead.
If you had $10 million post taxes in your account right now.
Yeah.
Nothing else is known. Like, you have the same job, you make the same income, whatever it is, as it is right now. If you had $10 million in your account, how much would you give to BSU? Answer honestly.
10 million's a lot.
10 million.
10 million's a lot, but it's not 100 million. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not giving $1 million.
No, I'm not giving
How much you giving? Anything?
Oh, I'd probably get it like
$21 to Jeanty's.
21, 22 bucks.
Dude, you did that.
You did that.
I have 10 million in my account. There you go.
I could see giving $250K or something like that. You know, $250,000.
$100K.
I don't know.
100K?
Yeah.
What do you want for 100K? Like, do you get? Well,
I don't think you're getting anything for 100K.
You're a Blameyer.
Yeah.
You're a Gene Blameyer member.
No, that's not a Blameyer. It's the that's not
who's the coach? Lyle Smith.
Smith. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in that position. I've never thought about that. Right now, I can go to the games.
I just wonder, like, to give $1 million, what percentage of your income does it have to be?
Right.
What would you give?
If I had $10 million,
yeah.
Would you give him 10%? That's a lot, dude.
What do I get?
That's the question. Yeah, that's the question. Is your name going to go on something? Do you get
not for $1 million?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So what do I get?
Lifetime season tickets.
Okay, keep going.
Don't know.
Parking? I want good parking.
Good parking.
Parking was a nightmare for me last night because I was late.
Yeah.
Give me good parking, bro. What else? That's it?
I would say access to the Paul J. Buffet, but that hasn't been great lately.
That's not great at all, dude.
Mac and cheese hasn't been hitting.
This guy was sitting on this like lump of mac and cheese. I was cold and everything.
Dude, it was
like,
mac and cheese and like a half thing of like the
And I
panko
was like,
breadcrumbs.
I'm shocked that is like, I'm sorry.
Well, I was like, I'm going to throw this away. He's like, no. I may finish that.
Free food's free
I didn't touch
food.
it.
But dude, come on.
Yeah, it's free, but buffet's lacking.
Well, Richie Brockle was
he said the same thing.
This
He's
year
like,
is a
this year's
down
been-
year, bad.
Yeah, I don't.
There's
that's
variety.
Surprising to me. Like you have NFL scouts.
Yeah.
Up there, and you're giving
Cowboys
them,
guy was
You're giving
there.
them cold
Hot
hot dogs with A1 sauce.
Yeah.
Like seriously. What the?
And no cookies.
Well, they were sliders.
Cookies,
No,
dude.
like what's the amount of money that they invest in that system?
we had to
And
rate
that's
the.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but we're all stupid journalists that mean nothing to them.
Wait,
like,
don't call. We're not
Oh,
journalists.
okay.
lump us in with
Random
that
people.
crew. I don't know. It
We
just
don't
seems-
mean anything to
Seems
them.
odd to me though. You're gonna have a mansion and it's like the super rich neighborhood. The Halloween, people come for Halloween. They give like the Smarties. That's what it is. I don't.
We did
I'm not
raid.
saying
We did
how-
raid the dessert cart after. Which
Again.
Did they have that
Again, they had
downstairs?
the cookies aren't great, man.
Well, they were just
They're
dessert-
free, so thank
they
you.
were down to
Snickerdoodles
Snickerdoodles only.
Really?
and like
last time,
unfrosted sugar cookies or something.
last time there was like a smorgasbord
Yeah.
of like.
there was
amazing
there was some
stuff.
Starburst bags.
But that was for the VIP high rollers.
Yeah. We get their
Yeah.
leftovers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Cowboys guy was there yesterday. And it was like, you got to imagine what he's coming from with Jerry Jones, all that stuff to be a shoe, but I don't know.
A1 sauce.
Somebody was saying the other day, they saw Jeanty going to the Dolphins number 10.
I don't know. I
Sure.
don't follow the NFL a whole
Yeah.
lot, but he seems like a game changer. He seems like a first round player.
I hope so badly he goes to a good team with
That'd
a
be
good
nice.
line and not to like he won't be a top. I don't think he'll be top
he's not-
5. He won't
no.
be top.
Yeah, you got to think that
No.
sliding in the Heisman poll is synonymous
Does that
or
matter?
a
Probably.
reflection of. I think so. I think
Does
it's a
it?
whole hype thing that follows it
think?
around, and
They're pretty objective, right? They find guys out of Great Falls, Montana, and draft them, But it's that home run capability is what makes him different. That running back last night for San Diego State had a big run, and but if that's Jeanty, he's gone.
we ran him down up.
We ran him down. And he and that guy's a big dude, by the way. Like
Marquez Cooper.
Yeah, he's a good player, but the combination of speed and strength that Jeanty has is pretty special.
Speaking of big,
Oh boy.
Newton, number 9, big dude.
Sheldon Newton.
Sheldon
I
Newton
wasn't gonna
is
go
a
with that
beast.
one.
Brady
Sorry,
Day.
go ahead.
I was going to go with the tweet of the week.
Let's do it.
Can
We're
we?
going Tom
Do you have
Hanks
the
big.
picture? Did you see this?
I don't know.
Did you see it?
No, maybe.
Here we go.
Let me know when you're ready.
up?
BJ Raines was doing a promo for his house,
Signature,
yeah.
Signature
Yeah.
roofing. I think.
Signature Roofing.
Yeah.
And he's standing out in front of his house and he's saying, "Hey, here with Signature Roofing, they're redoing my roof." He just moved into his house, by the way.
Yeah, they
I would
just
love
sold
to
their
get
other
those deals. He's getting the hot tub. He's pumping those guys.
Well,
He's got a hot
Boucher-
tub in his
Boucher
house.
sold his house.
Yeah, he's got the new roof. He's just like, okay, how much for the roof? And I'll do some advertising. Like, he doesn't pay for anything these days. But anyways, keep going.
I'm sure he paid for it.
Anyway,
it's part of the deal.
we
But
got-
anyways, go ahead.
We got BJ.
BJ's out in front of the house and he's like, "Hey, Signature Roofing does a great job." And there's a few comments.
Then
start
one
dropping.
comment says, "Check out the Raines Mansion,"
Yep.
Okay.
and BJ responds with, not as big as it looks."
And then, dude, tweet of the week is this: his wife. His wife, Karen Rain, chimes in. That's what she said. Which I wish so badly was a.
Tweet of the week, man.
Which I wish she would have said. That's what I said. I wish so badly she.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah, that was tweet of the week for me. Karen, that was awesome. By the way, that got a bunch of play on that. So way
Have
to
we
go, Karen
extended
Rains.
the invite yet? We've talked.
We've talked to
Can we say
BJ
this?
about it.
We have talked to BJ about it?
It was like inside kind of conversation.
We need
Yeah,
our
she'd come
first
on.
female guest.
Karen
and
Raines.
She would be great.
Karen Rains needs to be our first.
She would
female
be
guest.
great. Yeah.
Karen Rains is awesome.
It would be great. That's funny. That's
Yeah.
that's good.
And that's tweet of the week. What else we
did
got?
we talk enough about Mad Dog?
I don't think we did.
No.
I don't think we did.
What do you want to say about Mad Dog?
I thought
that you
Mad Dog
think-
was fantastic. I thought that was so.
Wow.
I think my brother, listener, friend
Friend?
of the show,
Acquaintance now.
Listener number one?
Yeah,
kinda fallen
listener
off.
number one though. Come on, give him credit for that. He did text me, and not in response to the pod or anything, but he said, "Man, I'm reading all these articles about everyone stacking the box. Why is Mad Dog only?" This is before last game, right? This is a week ago or whatever, and if they're stacking the box to 9, shouldn't we be throwing it for 300 plus yards? And it's kind of like, yeah, we kind of should be, right? Last night he looked great. Last night I agree with Danielson. That was his best game as a Boise State Bronco. If he can do that, not only do we make the college football playoff, I think we have a decent shot of winning a game. You know what I mean? Depending on the matchup or whatever. That was what we need to round out the full offense.
What did he do yesterday?
So
that
he passed.
He threw for 75%.
He
He threw for
it 32 times.
75%, and he did
Completed
the same
24.
stuff. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he threw it 32 times. 24 of those were completions.
Yeah.
So if you tell me like Maddux has 32 attempts, am I going to guess lately that he's going to have 24? I mean, he did great in the UNLV game, but that's awesome. 75%. And he did miss some throws. Like we can't overlook that, but man, the guy was awesome. 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Wasn't he 8 for 9 the first couple drives?
I don't know.
He was great.
Started
He
out
was-
great.
He was
had
great.
Run. You know, he ran the ball.
That's the part, and the part in the UNLV game that I really liked as well that he continued with this week was the scrambles were awesome.
Yeah.
He's in the pot. He looked more like Grant Hedrick.
There you
right?
go. Favorite.
Grant
a fan
Hedrick was.
favorite of
I
ours.
love Grant Hedrick. I loved his
Incredible.
game. Grant Hedrick averaged 70-something%. Right, led the nation his year. 75%, timely scrambles, didn't turn it over, didn't take a sack. That was great. That was first team all league type of play right there.
Can
So,
we, yes, keep going.
That's off to him. No, it was awesome.
Can I ask you to do some research here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And it was on Twitter, so you may be able to find it on Twitter, but you could, like, as of last week, pull up Bachmeier's stats, touchdowns, percentages, and TDs
For this year?
for this year. Pull up Taylor Green's and Mad
it was
Dogs.
on there.
It was on Twitter. And I want to talk to Mark about it because I have a bone to pick with Mark on that.
You sent the graphic, right? Wasn't it that? Or
I
was
sent
that
the
Mark
graphic.
that
I sent that graphic.
Yeah, Mark sent it. Well, no,
That was
Mark.
his highest grade.
That
I
was
sent-
not the graphic I wanted.
I
to go
sent the top. I sent a graphic, and it was
Yeah.
the top 10 highest rated
want me to send this to you?
quarterbacks
I have that.
Okay.
of the season so far. Power four quarterbacks top rated of the season, and both Taylor Green and Hank Bachmeier were in the top 10, which was interesting to me.
Okay,
That
but
was
just
surprising to me.
P4 though, just P4.
Just P4, exactly.
But that bugs me that they leave out everybody else.
Well, that's a gripe that I have with a lot of
Okay.
things, for
All right.
sure.
Okay.
What do you want to know about Bachmeier?
Okay, give me his
Completion
interceptions.
percentage?
Give me his interceptions.
He's thrown 6 interceptions.
How many touchdowns?
He's thrown 12 touchdowns.
Okay, do they have a completion percentage?
Completion percentage is 62%.
Okay,
It's not great.
up until last week. It doesn't include today, I'm assuming.
This is up till, yeah.
Okay. All right. Because he's a top 10 P4 guy.
Supposedly, yeah.
Not sure
That
why.
doesn't sound that great, right? Yeah.
Okay, let's pull up Taylor. And again, they're playing P4 competition, so it should be harder, but you have P4, rosters.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Talon. Completion percentage?
Hit me.
What do you guess?
Ooh,
53.
55.
Ooh, 60.6.
Wow.
So 60.
Better than last year.
He's got 11 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Take out Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Right.
See, he's got 7 interceptions and 11 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I guess we'll go to Mad Dog. What do we got with Mad Dog? He has 3 interceptions.
2 or 3. Not many. And he had 4. I mean, last night statistically was by far his best. That's
I
gonna
All
be
right, here we go.
4-0.
Completion percentage 64%. 17 touchdowns to 2 interceptions.
Nice. It's great.
That's the ratio
That
you want.
includes today, though.
great.
Or that includes
that
yesterday.
includes yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it say how many sacks he's taken?
2 or 3. 3, 4.
It doesn't
Not many.
say.
Not many.
Not
wish
on,
we
not
could,
on this one.
Because if we go to Bachmeier
Not
and
many.
Talon,
Oh.
that's a big deal
Oh,
because
that's big
that
difference.
you could add to the
You said you had a
interceptions.
bone picked with me. I'm
Yeah,
agreeing
I
with
feel
you.
like
What's my
I
issue?
feel like you are like BSU is a quarterback killer.
So, okay. go
I
ahead.
feel
Go ahead.
like you're not giving us enough credit for what we've done with what we have. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was a tweet. I think I sent you guys a text about it, and I was just throwing the question out because it's interesting to me that you have guys that didn't perform great here for whatever reason, and then they go to Power 4 programs and do really well. Ryan Finley got drafted in the NFL. We've never had a Boise State quarterback get drafted. Hank, to that point, those numbers don't sound great. So I just saw that thing, and I think it's a conversation we've had before. Mad Dog's playing great, but it's just interesting to me that we've had a couple guys transfer out, and they seem to be blossoming more outside of Boise than in Boise. And my question is why?
Is Mad
It's
Dog
just a question.
Mad Dog and Talon are the same eligibility grade.
No, Talon's a junior. Mad
Okay.
Dog's a sophomore.
Who's a better quarterback?
I'd take Mad
Right
Dog. I'd probably take Mad Dog. Yeah,
I'd take Mad Dog.
but that changes like that. I think it's like if Mad Dog didn't play great last night and Talon did, It probably changes like that for me, probably.
Week to week.
But for this offense, I'll say this, and I'm not bad. For this offense, for what we have going on right now, Mad Dog is the perfect quarterback.
The single hesitation I have to that, we are a run team.
Yes.
Man, Taylor Green's a great runner.
Yeah, it would be.
He's a great runner.
Yeah. I mean, and with Coach Cutter, because he was really successful with Cutter. Cutter and Taylor was really good. I just think that we were lost at sea last year in a lot of ways, dealing with a lot of things, including Taylor Green in that situation. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We don't have him. But I think for this year's team, Mad Dog's great. I still contend. Now, I hate to say this after his best game ever. I'm still interested. And again, we just talked about it's all about 1 year. Let's not worry about next year. But we might as well talk about it. I'm not sure if we don't have Coach Cutter and we don't have Ashton Jeanty, what exactly Maddux Madsen is. I don't know. We don't know. And that's for the coaches to decide.
I think you're seeing what we have.
What I'm seeing last night was Maddux playing really well when he had wide open receivers. And he had wide open receivers because Ashton Jeanty's in the backfield. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I'm just saying I don't know. We don't know. And that's for the coaches to decide. After this year, we'll know. If they go after another transfer quarterback, it tells us they think, they're not sure.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess this is the first time where I believe that Mad Dog will fit, just because he's a winner, he'll fit the offense that they need him to be. Like if his senior year, they need him to throw for 300 yards every game, and we have the receivers to do that, he can do that. Right. And maybe he couldn't last year. Yeah. Maybe at the start of this year, it's like this offense runs through Jeanty, and it did. But maybe now he's finally getting into he's starting to take the reins a little bit and say, look, I can make these plays running, passing, and he's a winner. And that's why I really do think he's a good fit.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying I think it's still a question mark. But I hope it's him. I mean, and I think we said this a month or two ago. He is a Boise State kind of guy. Yeah. Undersized, under-recruited, hard worker, blue collar.
Nice hair.
He's the great flow. He's the guy we should be rooting for. So, and I'm cool with Malachi. Well, we can talk about Malachi in a second. But
I want to talk about Malachi.
I like Maddux as a person, I hope he's the guy. I hope next year he takes that next step. I really do. I'm not positive, but it's hard to know. When you have Ashton, you play to his strengths, you do all those things. So it's hard for me to say he can't be that guy. He's doing what he's asked to do. So who's to say that next year when they say, hey, we don't got Jeanty, you got to take a bigger role, like you just said. Yeah. Maybe he can step up.
If you listen to Maddux on the postgame show, they're congratulating him. This is Beeler and Kapner. They're like, hey, great game, whatever. You had all these stats. And he just said, that's what happens when you have good guys around you. Yeah.
He's right.
And that was, he's right. You have Jeanty. Yeah. That helps him.
Yeah.
He has weapons that can catch the ball, receivers. And so just his attitude, I think you're right, Mark, saying he's a Boise State guy. We talked about it last week. He's not cocky. He plays hard. And I think he's learning, right? I mean, that was his first 300-yard game. Which was impressive and awesome. Yeah. And if you look at last year, I don't know how many opportunities he had to have a 300-yard game, splitting downs, splitting series with Talon. But I agree. Yeah. I'm hopeful, looking forward to what he can do because I like him. And I think all the people that like Malachi, there's nothing wrong with them, but I don't think there should be any doubt who our starting quarterback is.
No, and there isn't in my mind. The thing with Malachi, I don't understand. Without that number by his recruitment name, I don't see what he brings. I still don't. When people say, man, his arm strength is amazing, and I just didn't see anything in any of the games he's played in that makes me feel like, wow, he offers at least that. And I didn't last night. You see it on Twitter.
I watched it on TV, and he throws a good ball.
Okay, watch it in mute. Watch it without sound on. Like, did the commentator say it? Because it's the same. It's the same throws as anybody.
They didn't talk a lot. They talked a lot about Mad Dog and
game's out of hand at that point.
Yeah, no, but the ball that he threw that there was a PI on to Henry in the end zone. It was a pretty ball. Like, he throws a good. There's got to be a reason why he had that 5-star.
I know, but if you're trying to justify that recruitment, and you're looking for ways. I just don't see it. You
Yeah.
know, like at least
I don't know.
when there's guys that are so clearly head and shoulders above athletically everybody else, where they can run. Like we have a guy on our team.
Mm-hmm.
JFR. He can run. He can punt. He can punt right. He can punt left. He can
Have we
punt
seen
behind
him-
his back.
Have we seen him throw it?
Not yet. But I'm just saying, like, at the quarterback position, you see these guys where you just say, well, they make some bad decisions, but man, they're incredible. Like, wow, they're really good. I just haven't seen that with Malachi. So I don't get it.
One thing too,
Yeah, I don't
and I think this is a bit of what separates the two,
Okay.
is the ability to avoid the sack. And you saw Mad Dog. I think they counted as a sack, but he
Yeah.
slipped under a guy. Like he avoided,
Last night.
avoided,
Yeah.
both of those words, defenders and sacks last night. And I think he's really good. And if you look at Kellen Moore, I'm not saying Mad Dog is Kellen Moore, but his ability to sidestep a blitzing defender
Was incredible.
just to buy 2 more seconds to get it to the open guy. I think you start to see a little bit of that with Mad Dog, where he's able to avoid the blitz or the rush and get out of the sack.
that is a
It's a good skill.
incredible skill we haven't had at BSU
Yeah.
for a long time.
Oh yeah.
A long time.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Again, we don't need to get too far into next year, but Mad Dog's the guy. I don't think there's any question in the building. What Malachi's going to do after this year, who knows? Does he want to hang around and be a backup, or does he want to go transfer? He could start. There's no doubt in my mind he could start at a lot of Group of 5 schools. How many P4s would come in and get our backup? Doubtful. But we know his game plan. We know his goals, which is fine. He wants to be an NFL quarterback. That's the plan. Is he going to have that opportunity here if Mad Dog is taking the steps that he has? Maybe not. So that's for him to decide what he wants to do. But I feel very comfortable, with Mad Dog as our starting quarterback now and going forward. I think.
Yeah.
It's
I think
funny
Bronco
though.
Nation should be excited about Mad Dog. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's awesome, right?
It is funny though. I was talking to someone last night, and it was like the offseason this year. Remember the big wins were getting Cutter, keeping Jeanty, Malachi, and Chris Marshall.
And Gabe Linehan.
And Linehan's back.
Linehan's-
right?
yeah, he's great.
And it's funny because Malachi's not playing, and Marshall's been injured. Just kind of interesting. But
Yeah, Marshall, kind of miss him.
I know it's a bummer. We could use another receiver, but yeah,
Cue it up and
we're
let's
back.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Of course, I'm ready. They're in their house. We
gonna
took
have
it
a
to
lot
them.
to
We
play
kind of
for.
embarrassed
I
them.
mean-
Yep.
I don't know if I'm ready to predict a loss. I just it wouldn't shock me at all if we lost. I just think that I think we might lose.
Hot take.
No, hold on.
He said it.
No. Hold
Nope.
on. You block it right
He's-
there.
no.
You said hot take. I was
Nope.
like, no, it's not a hot take.
Yes.
It's not a hot take. You asked
That's
for a
what I
score
said.
prediction.
What score?
I'm going to say I think we lose this one. I really do. Wow. I just think
Why
that
isn't
there's
that a hot take?
I Why
Why
like
would it be
their
a hot
team.
take?
I like their team a lot.
Wow.
You asked for a prediction. This is 2 weeks ago, by the
That
way.
was a hot take.
The
That
UNLV
was
game
really hot.
was not hot.
About as hot as
Asking a prediction
me with my shirt off.
and saying, I think we're going to lose a close game is not a hot take. And I said it at the moment it wasn't a hot take.
You
So don't
upset some people. I think people were
upset.
offended.
That's fine. Be offended. But that's not a hot
What
take.
is a hot take then?
Hey, I got a hot take here. I think that,
Let's hear it. Yeah, let's hear it.
whatever. Something. Anything. Not a prediction
Give
of
us
a
one,
game.
I
Hot take. I think that we're going to fire our coach before the end of the year.
That is a hot take.
Yeah, that would be really hot.
I don't
Not a hot take.
I don't know.
Go.
I'm a little
Someone said you should take a cold shower for predicting that.
Okay, so we can't
loss.
make predictions anymore.
Nope.
That's so stupid. So that's not a hot take.
come on.
It's not a
A
hot
little
take.
hot. It's warm.
It-
At least warm.
No, it's fine.
yeah, I have to.
It's
we
fine.
have this mic. I have to have the ability to say what I think without it being a hot take and
Yes.
used his stick. Like,
I have the next hot take punishment.
okay, fine, but it's got to be for a legit hot take.
Yeah, you gotta specify.
You have to specify this is a hot take, otherwise.
He said hot take.
And I said it wasn't at that moment. So don't
You
give
called
me this.
if you call it's not a hot take within 30 seconds, is that like
You
the
have like
rule?
it's like the 5-second rule.
Well, it's hard to call hot takes when we're winning every freaking game.
Well, maybe it's got to be something else then.
Yeah, it's got to be a game within the game. Like when I said Bolt was going to score a touchdown, and then he scored.
You
like,
didn't do
2.
anything about that, right?
I
What did you do?
I
Nothing.
sat in my closet and I felt sorry.
That's something.
That's nothing. She does that normally. That's like a normal
Sounds like a
afternoon
normal
for him.
Saturday night, bro.
I kind of
Okay.
okay. I have an idea on what you should do on the next maybe because we haven't gotten him.
Statute of
I
limitations.
took a lukewarm shower in the sun.
week.
That was the weakest hot take ever. We got to go
A lukewarm shower.
style ping pong balls to the back
With
for
golf-
hot takes.
with golf balls.
Ooh, with pickleballs. With the pickleball.
Ouch.
You want to know what I was thinking for?
Ouch. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking it for you.
Well, I didn't deserve it, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Run a mile in jeans.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wet
running
jeans.
a mile would be rough.
Run a mile in jeans.
Wet
501s?
Whatever you got.
Huskies from Fred Meyer.
Huskies, dude.
Oh,
Huskies, dude, I had
we go
Huskies
buy
back in
him
the day.
some tight Huskies and have them run
Huskies
a
are
mile.
not
in
Huskies
tight,
aren't
though. That's
tight,
the
though.
thing.
They're not. They're
They're
loose.
like-
They're gonna chafe.
They're for the
We could-
Husky kids.
We could buy a couple sizes too small, and they might be tight.
Okay, well at least a sting.
mile,
at least a
dude.
sting for you, right? I mean, you didn't get
Dude, I'll
anything.
run the mile in
You
jeans.
didn't get anything.
You would run the mile in jeans.
Can I cut
What would
them
you
off?
rather have? What would
Cut
you
off
rather?
jeans?
No,
I'd
you
rather
got
get
full
a s-
jeans and like work boots or something.
We got to get Bert to run it with you.
Oh yeah. By the way, I still need to run my 40 time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
We were going to do that today, but
Are
We
you-
had a
schedule
poll.
got
Can
away.
you not do that after this?
I can't do it. I got to go.
Are you ready?
I brought my stuff.
You brought your dog.
Brought my dog. I brought my stuff.
Where my
The
dog's
park's
at?
just down the street.
Down the street.
Might
like
have
5
to.
miles down the street.
Might have to. Jackson's here. He can help.
Jackson can help. Predictions for the next game against Nevada.
Hold on, quick
Whoa.
one. I think it's an important thing that we just need to
What?
talk about real briefly. Is
What?
that $25
this
million donation?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we mentioned it.
Yeah,
Alan
we mentioned.
Noble.
I don't know. It's
That's
just
huge, though.
I think we need to throw it out there. The Allen
What do you
Noble
wanna do with
family.
it?
Just acknowledge it.
No,
Acknowledge
what,
it.
What are they going to do with
Sit
the
in
money?
it for a minute.
What do you want to do with it?
Oh, good question. I don't know. What are they going to do with it?
Is
You'd
North
like
End
it-
Zone, like, is it going to go to that?
It could, because you know that thing's not even part. It's.
Starting in January.
Tentative January
I
2025.
know, but they're
Mark.
debt.
They
Yeah, they're going
always
into
start
debt for it.
construction
Yeah, that's fine.
projects on time.
But yeah.
And under
Well, it's
budget.
already 2 hours. It's already 2 years late to start. So hopefully they do start. But I don't know. Do you throw 25 million there? You'd like that big of a thing?
What?
I don't
New
know.
uniforms?
So we profit.
know.
What's our? I mean, what's our net profit? I mean, that may have like
Profit is not 25 million in a year. No way.
yeah. Well, what's our revenue?
65 for the
He
department.
gave us a third of our
Yeah,
revenue.
it's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, I don't
a
know.
lot of
I
money.
mean, it's like, if you pay for part of the north end zone with it, then your debt. I mean, is that helpful? That's super helpful. But it's like, that's already been announced. You know, that's happening. Even before those 25 million, it's almost like, hey, let's take this 25 million and do something else with it. You know, and
Did
put
you
his
see
name
the
on
tweet by
something else.
Guerrero?
I saw that he was trying to get a job. Did you see that? He was trying to get a job as a GM.
Yeah. Well, Dickey said by like 2030, 2035, he expects the football team to break off from the school, which I want to. Can I
ahead.
just ramble on that?
Yeah.
I want that so bad.
Yeah.
I would rather give to an athletic program than a school. I guess I love Boise State, but universities in general, I'm not always like in love with that, with universities.
Oh yeah,
But I
it's
love
Rick,
the
whole
sports
idea
team.
of public universities being profit centers and jacking up prices.
Right.
Don't
That's
get
why
me started on that.
I would
man.
rather participate in the sports side of it only.
Right.
And that's why I kind of like that, where if they did break apart, I could give more freely to them and say, yeah, I support them.
But does it
like-
lose the college feel of rooting for amateurs and become more of a developmental league and like a semi-pro league?
'Kay.
Because those aren't as exciting to
Well,
me.
we
just
can't
that
go back.
overall feel.
We're
We
not
can't
Yeah,
go
you
back.
can't go back. You just have to. If the industry's going that way, we got to go that way too. That's just what it is, right?
Yeah.
If we want to stay competitive with, I don't love it. I mean,
Well, it'll never be like what we had.
yep. So
Right.
you just kind of you can't go back. I agree.
I don't know what you do with that 25 million,
Neither.
but because they can't pay players yet, they can do some revenue. They can figure that out.
Next year. So you guys were talking about this on the pod a little bit, and it's revenue sharing, not profit sharing.
Right.
Right. And
Which
it's
is nice.
it's revenue based on the median revenue of Power 4 programs,
So not on ours.
not on ours at all. So like they're basically saying the salary cap for an athletic department is going to be around $20 to $23 million,
Well,
which we can't. Boise State will not be able to invest that much. There's
would
no
it
way.
be interesting to say, what if we had a $5 million roster? Would it benefit Boise State to say we could have $5 million rosters? Meaning, don't give it to the school. Filter that out to another organization. Use that to recruit guys to come in, and have $5 million rosters, which hasn't been our style.
Yeah.
Our style isn't pay to play.
Yeah.
It's like culture, build.
OKJs.
Yeah. Is that worth it?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like that money you burn through 5 years of that, and then it's gone. Whereas if you put it into something that has value, like a structure
Asset.
of some sort, an asset, it stays forever. I'd probably like to see something more like that. What do we need though? It's going to football specifically because I'd like to see the basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, they need the luxury boxes, and like that needs to be changed big time.
Big time.
But this isn't going to that. So
Well, they could make that's the mezzanine.
Yeah.
Very, very top. They
No,
could
the
make
balcony.
that. The balcony. They could potentially make that into
that's
luxury,
too
right?
high. Though. I'd go mezzanine and
The
just
middle?
make that all luxury boxes.
Balcony's
Yeah.
not bad. You'll see me there this season.
In fact, there's a game Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Which
Oh,
one of you is giving me their tickets? Because I know
Yeah.
you both can't go.
We'll call
I know
somebody else.
Dang.
We'll call somebody.
I have
Maybe
phone
Dayton
numbers
come
of
down.
other people. Yeah,
Anyways,
Dayton,
I think
come on.
I just wanted to bring it up because that was the biggest donation ever for Boise State as a university. And I think that the last biggest was like $5 million. So I mean, it was.
Is that Mel Luca?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. $25 million is huge.
incredible.
And so I trust that they'll do something good with it. I hope it's something new. If it's just paying down what we already had announced, it's not as exciting, but they'll do what they need to do with it. But that's pretty cool for his family or the estate, I guess. They also gave $25 million to St. Luke's.
Oh,
Let's just move on from that.
Okay.
Don't need to cover that one too much.
Yeah, we don't need to cover St. Luke. Yeah.
Well, he just wants a building named after him, right? At St. Luke's.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You got
But,
that's my assumption. Who Alan Noble, from everything I've heard, is just an incredible guy.
has
Well,
passed
he's
away.
passed away.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
So,
but
yeah.
I mean, from everything I've heard from the people that
Yeah.
know him, was an incredible guy.
Yep.
So appreciate that we have people like that in the community. This may ruffle some feathers.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Not a hot take. Back in our prime, Kellen years,
I'm there. Oh,
when
not
Simplot-
personally. I was gonna say, I'm in my prime right now.
Yeah, no, you're not. When we were J.R. Simplot is an awesome guy, and he would drive the car out onto the field and this and that. He was worth $2.2 billion, right? I always felt like he should give $100 million to the school, and he would be worth $2.19 billion.
Yeah, right?
And I was like, why not do that? Just do that for us. Please, please. Didn't happen. That's okay. They give a lot of money, I'm sure. I'm sure they do.
Do they?
I don't know.
Do they give anything to the athletic department? Simplot.
Don't know.
Maybe.
That,
Maybe. That would be nice. It'd be nice.
I don't love being in the
Like-
business of telling other people what to do with their money.
Right. Correct.
Yeah, we just said we may not get.
Yeah. Yeah. So who are we to speak? But I think the biggest difference with that is J.R. Simplot, he didn't go to Boise State.
He didn't go to college.
So that's the thing. It's
But he loved Boise State.
I
He
know.
went to the games.
Yeah. You'd like to have some of those type of mega millionaires that actually like bleed blue.
Dude, get some of his French fries
know?
in the buffet.
Yeah.
I
At a
could go for
minimum.
some.
At a minimum.
Yeah, just get some Simplot
Interesting
fries.
though, question though. Does
They've had
Simplot have
fries.
their name on anything in the athletic department?
I don't-
Anywhere.
I don't know.
The athletic department.
Yeah. You know, the buildings in the athletic department.
I think they have some.
Dayton, check it out.
Dayton, send us a chat.
I'm sure they provide a lot to Boise State University. No doubt. I'm
Don't
sure.
they have a building at the University of Simplot building? Is it like an
Is it
ag?
the library? No. I don't know. But
Matt?
that's interesting. I mean, I don't know.
How many
Again,
billionaires do we
the-
have?
The Student Union Building is named in honor of the renowned J.R. Simplot.
Okay.
The Simplot Ballroom.
Yeah. So they've given a lot to school. So,
All right.
But I don't think they.
Vandersloot is the only billionaire we have in the state at the moment.
And he did that $5
And he's
million.
doing it.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
getting involved.
Heck yeah. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
What about your boy at Sensi? He's not a billionaire, but they do really well.
Does really well.
Have you seen anything with Cincy?
I thought it was that Cincy was in the running for Alberts the naming of the stadium,
and
which I wish they
pulled
would
it
have.
last minute. Yeah,
I wish they would have won that because Albertson's maybe a thing of the past.
Yeah, interesting.
Potentially.
Yeah, again, I don't know. It's going to take more funding, though. I mean, to compete, to pay revenue share, to do any of these things. If we really do want to stay in this top level echelon, you're going to have to.
25 million is a good step.
But we're doing what we need to do, winning and bringing on new fans into the program. This is so important
because it's hard. It's hard to get $25 million when you're losing, or when the coaching situation is a mess. So be thankful. We're thankful, right?
Absolutely.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's appreciate where we're at with the season.
Are you guys worried about Choate?
Like making some magic happen and pulling out a win.
Like wanting it so bad, willing his team to win. And
it's Nevada, and so there's always something weird with Nevada, I think, or that could happen. And so there's that side of it. And I think Choate's fiery. Choate got passed over for the job, and he felt, like he was a valid candidate, and he probably was. So, yeah, could it happen? Possibly, and I'm a little bit scared. I just think we're a better team, and I think we're going to take care of business. Who did Nevada beat that was – I mean,
they've been better than they were supposed to be. I mean, they've been competitive in most of their games. They just lost to Hawaii a week ago, which I think was a downer for them. But they
beat Oregon State. Which Oregon State is not great.
Not great, but still, they were supposed to be bad, and they're not bad. Mm-hmm. And Choate, it's going to be fiery. This is one of those games that you're going to see big hits. You're going to see, might get a little dirty.
They were right there with Georgia Southern. They lost 20-17.
Yeah.
That's in early September. But
I think we win just because I think we're that much better. And I don't see this year's team.
But they are 3-6.
Overlooking teams. I just don't. Like, our team is on a freaking mission this year, And I think that Choate and that team will be fired up enough to make it a game for a while. But unless something crazy happens, we should win comfortably.
Yep.
But it's intriguing. It is intriguing, and we know that the game time as of this taping has not been announced yet. There is rumors out there that it could go on Big Fox.
Big noon kickoff.
Ooh. I think that seems like such a crazy thing. They're really going to come to Boise for Nevada, Boise State?
Well, there's just not much out there.
There's not many other options. Yeah. So that would be awesome.
I'd go. Brandon and I were talking.
You'd have to go.
Oh,
you have to go.
We were there for game day when they came.
You have
Forever ago. When
you have to go. If 13 years ago. If anyone's hearing this, and it might be cold, it might be rainy, it might be whatever, you have to do your part as a fan. If you're in the city, you have to go.
Yeah.
When we're on the national stage like that, you have to go. So on the other hand, I kind of hope it doesn't happen, so we don't have to go.
Yeah. Really?
No, I'm just joking. It would be great for the school and for the team. I think we win fairly comfortably, but I do think that the first half it could be a little squirrely for a while.
Brandon, you want to hold up Lily?
Hold on.
Oh.
What did Mark say about Nevada?
He's not staying. No respectable coach is staying in Reno. They're bottom of the league in funding. Their stadium, it's like
a high school stadium.
It's horrible. I mean, they had
Mark's just taken, dude. You're
going to play that in their locker room.
Should we at Choate with that right there?
These three boneheads made fun of Nevada.
Yeah, they could.
I agree with that. I think Choate's a good coach. I still agree that he and Larry Odom, Barry Odom, neither one of them are going to be there 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Because they're good enough coaches. They want out of there. Choate will get them to respectability, maybe a bowl game this year or next, and then he's gone.
Which is great.
Yeah.
You want other teams in the Mountain West to be better, to get better. Brandon's holding up Lily.
Turn it. Yes.
Hey, Jackson, stand up.
Jackson, get up. Jackson,
stand up right there.
Turn it around.
You see him in the top. He has
the boogeyman.
There's the boogeyman hoodie.
There it is,
folks.
Yeah.
See that at the top of your screen. Guys, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This has been the Shirts and Skins podcast. We'll catch you after the Nevada game. So next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Go Broncos.